Coming to you from the BroTrips studios, it's your gurus of golf, the top trip takers and the golf shot makers. It's Joey Freshwater and Kenny Buckets. Put your hands together for another exciting episode of the BroTrips podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the BroTrips podcast.
Woo!
We are here in the BroTrips studio.
Whoop,
we
whoop.
do have a new setup.
What's up, PJ?
New microphones. We got it all. New lighting. I mean, just take a look around.
What do we think of the new set, everybody?
I love it. You like it?
I think that the vision is coming to life.
Do we like the BroTrips orange lights in the background?
I mean, absolutely.
He loves
who,
it.
who doesn't?
I think it's
love
pretty cool. Let
You
us
got-
know
I
in
mean-
the comments.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think of this new setup. We have some stuff, the backgrounds are a little bit different. Obviously got our swag stuff behind us,
Boom. Check it
Shout
out.
out to those people who do that, your sponsors. Before we get into this segment, we do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Fairway Fuel Jerky, premium brisket jerky. Go to brotrips.com to get you some for your next BroTrips. Flavors available are carne asada, AK barbecue, and simple salt and pepper. All right, we're back. Thank you for those sponsors. Joey, we're going to talk about Pinehurst today.
Ooh.
So you set this all up. This is all. You've been talking about Pinehurst for several years. We had a couple guys like, hey, we need to do Pinehurst sometime. I mean, we've been talking since probably year 2, year 3, maybe year 1. We may have been discussing that around the fire pit, around the pool, wherever we were at, into the cigar room in Georgia. Mm-hmm. It obviously, people, it's cost.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about it. Go take it from here.
Yeah, I don't disagree. There was probably someone named Jay that was probably like,
He
man,
was the
why-
one. I didn't want to say his name, but
Well, I
Jay
didn't throw
was
in
the
the
one
D.
been talking
Yeah.
about Pinehurst. It's like, we got to go to Pinehurst. We got to go to Pinehurst.
Yeah.
Every year it gets brought up, hey, new destination, Pinehurst. I mean, it's like his main thing. And we finally did it for you, Jay.
No, we did
it for us.
We did it for all of us.
Yes, and it was a great trip. Again, Pinehurst, North Carolina, pine trees. I mean, pine straw everywhere. I mean, maybe that's why it's called Pinehurst, North Carolina.
Maybe.
Southern Pines, that whole area. But, so that was...
You really like pine needles.
I do like pine needles.
You're a Florida boy. You're a Lehigh boy. There's pine needles all over the
Pine
place.
needles everywhere.
Yeah. I think if anyone was going to complain about year one, at year one, before this was like a thing, it would have been Jay sitting there going, yo, man, we should have been in Pinehurst, but, we didn't have a free lake house.
No, we did not.
In Pinehurst.
We didn't make as much money as we do today or back then. But
well, to be frank, I don't think Pinehurst would have cost what it did had it not been for COVID and thanks to Riggs, kind of screw him. Just putting a disclaimer out there, Gick and Fran, you're gonna have to earmuff this one. It's gonna be an episode that has a couple.
Is that
extra,
your biggest fans? That's
my nephews, hands down, are my biggest fans of the show. They don't have social media yet, so when they do, they can start liking and commenting on stuff. But I know that they watch religiously, and I'm so grateful for that. They're my little guys, and my sister-in-law, she's always got the BroTrips hat on, and she's wheeling them around, and they watch it, whatever release it. I think they're probably the first people who get the copy of it once it's released to the public.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
they're also the ones that she's also the one that harassing me. She's like, "When's the next episode dropping?" So
man.
all of my motivation, all my momentum comes from the harassment that she's giving me. She's been right about a lot of things too. So, but I'm very grateful for my family and for my family and my friends and the people that are involved in our lives and obviously our group and the contributions that they're all giving us. So, but yeah, back to Pinehurst. Believe this. No, don't believe this. Fuck Riggs. He's the reason that the cost of Pinehurst is juiced as much as it is. He went out to Pinehurst during COVID. I think he stayed there 4 months, which again, part of that is envy. Part of that's jealousy. Don't get me wrong. I wish we had thought of something like that.
Would love to stay there for 4 months.
Yeah, I would have been divorced. But the idea of him going out there get to stay and play and practice. The reality is though, his swing and his game still sucks. I cringe watching him chip, and I'm a bad chipper. I'm not a good chipper. I'm a serviceable chipper. I'm still a 3-4 handicap.
Your names are all the trophies.
Shout out to me. We got the trophies back. Shout out
You
to my
do
guy.
there's a couple guys in our
That's
group
fair.
that do love to slam. I'm not going to mention names. Everybody's saying, but name calling
ahead.
people out. But our buddy JS, your best friend, loves to clown
right.
your chipping.
He can clown me all he wants, but his ass is on this trophy one time.
Ooh, Kodak.
Mine is. Hold on, let me count this real quick. Hey, camera,
here we
can you
go.
zoom in on this here? 1, 2, 3, and now a 4th time.
One of those is co-champion, so it's like a half.
I code it with my, I guess, co-daddy. Yeah, okay, I'll give him that title. But yeah, he can talk all the trash he wants about my chipping, but I hit the ball in play, which is something he can't say about himself. I hit my irons well, and I putt well. So, and I have a good sand game, and I have a good wedge game inside, outside of 50 yards. But yeah, all right, I'm not the best chipper. Well, guess what?
Well, I have a solution for that.
I'm not getting a chipper.
Yeah, you just got to get a chipper like my boys. Everybody is jumping on my bandwagon. You all know who you are.
Yeah.
The chipper. I was the OG chipper.
How many
Greatest
chippers?
Putter alive, chipper.
How many chippers are on tour now?
5. Oh, I don't know on tour.
On our tour.
On our tour.
Yeah, BroTrips tour. BroTrips tour.
3, 4. With other maybe 5.
Yo, how many of them people have more than 14 clubs in their bag because of the chipper?
Not me. You can count my bags.
Sure about that?
Yeah, you can count the clubs in my bags.
I'm sure at one time in your career.
Maybe at one time, but no, that was not because of the chipper. It was because I used to have this driving iron with the weight on it. If everybody remember that, I always had the weight on it, so I'd warm up with that. So I don't keep that. So if I had the little orange ball thing like you, that's essentially the same thing.
I don't bring that in
never use
public.
that. You don't use the orange ball in public?
No.
I've seen it on the golf course.
I brought it on the golf course maybe once or twice.
No. That thing is on every single trip. It's not in this bag behind me. I was checking, but that is on every because I used it this year, so I know it's there.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hey, let me grab this real quick to warm up. But it's the same thing that I was doing. So yeah, I had it.
Yeah.
So is that an extra club?
I mean, that's not an extra club, and neither is your weighted iron.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I'm
Like,
pretty. We'll have to go back and check the receipts because they keep receipts, but we'll go from there. But yeah, so Pinehurst, this is going to be
just
fun.
like the balls. That's why all my balls are green lines, because everybody's like, oh, well, that's not your balls. Like, yeah, that's my ball.
Oh.
Well, now there's no excuse. My ball has a green line on it, and it's got a 3-leaf clover. So moving on from that, back to Pinehurst.
You digressing?
We are
All right.
We're done. Back to Pinehurst. So
so fuck rigs, but
BT7,
yeah,
2023.
Man. I warned everybody too. I'm like, this is going to be the most expensive trip we ever take. Now, granted, I watched other organizations like put together trips to Pinehurst, and the price point for what they were charging just to go for like 2 days, because you got the annoying part about a facility like Pinehurst, which this is unfair to them, but it's not. Like, they're great and all. The courses are great. The lineup's great. It really is destination golf at its truest form.
Yeah.
But you have to stay on site.
Yeah,
They charge whatever they want. They kind of get away with it. And I will say,
some of the stuff's outdated. Like, we stayed at that condo, whatever we call it. It was outdated. It was like Innisbrook, outdated.
That was actually Innisbrook and Pinehurst were both probably some of the worst places that we've ever stayed.
Yeah. So we stayed at a house that was outdated Mid Pines. Okay, but there was a lot of we had to. So in order to play Tobacco Road, Mid Pines, Southern Pines, which we did not play Southern Pines, but the rest of the group did. We had other stuff to take care of for planning purposes. We drove around, went to the
diner was awesome.
Diner was amazing. Breakfast, but then we went to the fitting.
We went to Golf Pride.
Golf Pride, right?
Yep. Golf Pride Studio on the 8th course.
On number 8, that's right. So it's at Pinehurst number 8. But so to stay at Pinehurst, you have to stay at the resort. Now they do have the hotel, and that was being remodeled at the time.
Yep.
So there is other places, and then now the World Golf Hall of Fame is there, which moved from Florida, Daytona area to Pinehurst because they're having U.S. Open. So I guess that was open. That was open for the U.S. Open this past year. But so staying at Pinehurst sucks unless you're at the resort because you can only play or you're going to spend a bunch of money, but you want to go play the other courses. So now we have one course that's better than Pinehurst. What we found.
Yeah. So I start back in the planning of this. I think we need to start. We've been chatting about Pinehurst for 7 years. I mean, I would say a lot of people have wanted. I was there I was at the U.S. Open in '98, which is a really cool experience, and we'll get to that at the end. And then we've always talked about doing this trip, but with that came like an asterisk. Like, just so you know, like, we do this trip, we do it first class or no class. There's no way to get around staying at Pinehurst because that's the only way you get preferential tee times. Otherwise, you're calling in. I think you have like a 7-day window to book out, but like getting 12 guys at the time, tee times on number 2 and number 8 or number 4, whatever else we were trying to do, it was virtually impossible. Strategizing also around like their punch schedule and going around their aeration schedule. Plus, it's a year out. We went almost a year out exactly prior to the U.S. Open.
That's right.
From 2024. So they're in preparation for that. They started moving some things around, building some of the grandstands. So, like, they were on a mission. They were building a bunch of nice townhomes and some residential stuff right in the entrance of number 2. So the planning of it was always there, but it was more or less like, how do we do it? Like, how do we do this trip the right way? And I'll give us just kind of like the all the courses that we played. We basically came into Pinehurst, or flew into Raleigh, drove down to Pinehurst, and we stayed actually at Mid Pines. And our buddy Mike over there. And if you're ever looking for like a really good, high value but really high end luxury golf course experience, I thought that Mid Pines, Pine Needles, Southern Pines, like those tracks are pound for pound just as good as Pinehurst. Now, they don't have the same nostalgia. They don't have the same course.
That's right.
Yeah, I think Mid Pines does a lot of like lower tour, amateur, and some collegiate golf stuff. But I would say that the staple of and the marquee course of all of that isn't even in a Pinehurst or Mid Pines.
No, it's 45 minutes away.
It's 45 minutes away. Mike Strantz, and it is the circus of golf.
Yeah.
And it is
Tobacco Road.
What a
tobacco. Yeah. What did we? Backstory to this is we had the realtor matchup there. That was a belt. We had 2 guys who was playing for a belt. We get done playing 18. We'll get to the course. We'll get done playing 18, and then we had a playoff hole. And they're like, "Hey, yeah, go over to 10." Was it 10? Yeah, it was 10.
No, we went on 1.
1. That's back at 1. So
one.
go back over to 1, which is just a fantastic finishing hole. Actually, for being number 1, it's a fantastic finishing hole for that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. That first tee box is one of the most intimidating tee boxes.
Yeah, because you got like
the dual valley. It's
yeah,
like a valley, and you're 2 like hill mountains.
That's right.
And you've got to hit the ball about 230, 240 from the boxes we were playing at, maybe 250, and about 310, 320, the kind of fairway kind of runs out. So like you're still playing some shot golf, and it's a long par 5. So
it is a long par 5. But in the second one, you got to lay up too, because if you're trying to go for it, there's sand on the right. There's sand short,
and there's 2 big bunkers I think that protect that green.
I think I hit. I was playing 3 onto the green. I wasn't going for it into myself. But others did attempt it for sure.
Yeah, but that's not only is the first tee box treacherous, but then I don't know if you remember the 18th tee box over the drive.
Oh, I went right in that. That was no doubt. I thought I was going to get cleared. Nope, right into it.
We hit surprisingly 4 great shots.
Okay,
and that is almost as intimidating as some of the elevated tee boxes at Wolf Creek.
Yeah,
but it's basically reminds me of kind of a Wolf Creek-esque kind of golden tee style. Tons of bunker, tons of undulation, things that you don't really realize is there, and the history behind it with Mike Strantz and him out there and all the cool black and white photos you see of him with the spray cans and literally walking every inch of that with his dog before he passed away when he was like building it.
Yeah.
Definitely wish we could have went to like Tot Hill and like the other courses that he does. But I know he did Caledonia, in which we did Caledonia.
We have done that.
Yeah, when we were in Myrtle Beach. So
Pawleys Island, Myrtle Beach.
That was a lot of fun. But this trip the Pinehurst trip was a lot of fun. We learned a lot about I learned a lot about personally about like trip planning and like the navigation more so when you have to stay on campus somewhere. Because like there's places like Bandon.
Done that twice now.
Yeah,
Innisbrook. That's the 3rd time.
Innisbrook, Bandon, and I can't even really quantify Innisbrook because it pales in comparison to all the others. But the big ones are. In Kohler, Wisconsin.
Yep.
That's kind of one of the things that has prevented us from going there. Bandon, Stream Songs like that now, and Pinehurst. And I'm sure there's a handful more, but those ones are the ones that really stand out. The one out in Missouri, the Ozarks.
Yeah, the Ozarks.
That's essentially something very similar because you're going to have to go out there. First off, there's nothing fucking out there.
Nothing. Maybe a Walmart.
That they're like just a bunch of money laundering, like the show says. But there's a Walmart, there's a good donut shop. But you're saying like a Bass Pro Hotel. But Pinehurst specifically, learning how to navigate and like having to negotiate that conversation with the booking agents, you lose a lot of leeway. Like I really appreciate calling a pro shop and speaking with the head pro and explaining who we are and saying, hey guys, like, a lot of the value in like when we book together is like, and when people like when friends call me like, hey, can you help us get on this track or something? I have a lot more leverage because I can mention the brand, I can mention who we are, and I can say, hey, look, we get this thing, we get this group, we got a drone guy, a drone daddy coming out with us.
Who lost a drone?
We're gonna get there. I already shit on him pretty hard in the last episode. Apparently, he got really mad about that.
Oh, very upset.
But we
still love you.
You know what? Let's talk about it now. Eric, you lost the fucking drone.
Hey, I remember we were on hole number 3.
3, green,
two or
4.
three. Yeah. He comes up and says, hey, you guys see the drone? I'm like,
and he's sweating.
What?
He's literally sweating. Like,
it's like I don't know where the drone's at.
By the way, this kid, he's been a good friend of ours for 30 years, 25 years.
The drone daddy.
Yeah. 25 years. I've never seen that kid panic about anything in his entire life. He gives zero fucks about anything at all. And he just, hey man, you seen the drone? What's funny is I'm putting on the second green and the drone's flying around us. And all of a sudden the drone goes straight up.
I thought I heard it. Like I was on a green. I don't know. It just didn't see it, and he didn't know where it's at.
No one did. And I'm like, I'm
now you're starting to worry.
Well, I'm one under through 3, and
starting
I'm like,
to worry about it.
Yeah, and I'm playing in a match. I'm playing against Joel. I think you're with us too.
I was with you guys. Yeah.
And I'm playing well, and I'm like, but now I'm like,
you're worried about that. You're just like looking around, like we're just looking. We're not even enjoying the course now because now we're trying to find this drone. Just looking around.
I literally brought him as a drone daddy, so I don't have to
say,
think.
Hey, this is your boy.
For the first time,
you did this.
I don't want to have to worry about social media. I'm sitting there. I'm like. And Grant, I yelled at him a little bit, and he touched my hair, and I got really fucking mad about that. And like, but at the end of the day, like, I love Eric, and in the sacrifice that he made to go on this trip and to really just like, he's a newer golfer, and he's been a friend of ours for many decades.
Yeah. I mean, him and Joel were roommates back in the day.
Yeah, that was And him and I grew up going to church.
Yeah.
And we were like the youth group together. His dad was like our youth pastor kind of thing, like. And but like he wanted to go so bad, but we didn't have a spot. But I was like, hey, you want to just do content? Because he's like really good with social media, and he's really intelligent when it comes to like good shots. He's almost as creative as PJ over here.
Wow.
But
he's not.
But he also says a little bit of more vulgar words than PJ does. So
we learned that this morning.
That's why we can't. That's why we can't record him. That's why he can't. He's probably not going to be on the podcast live ever. Let's go to Eric live.
We need that delay.
Yeah. But no, at the end of the day, like we're eternally grateful for him, and like he came up and kind of set the tone for like, all right, you know what? We need to have a drone.
Yeah.
And a drone daddy.
Content has improved since then.
Oh, dramatically.
And it gave us a vision. Before we were just like all trying to take photos, all trying to record stuff, and it's 12 of us running around. He relieved a lot of that. You know, he took
a lot of pressure off.
Yeah, it took a lot of that. So now we're not like, hey, I got to record this every. We wanted to get the content, and he provided that, which was great.
And he earned his shot. And I mean, so the next year he was first in.
He was
Even though he wasn't like first in line, he jumped the line.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are in our inner circle or right outside the inner circle and are like, yo, I want to be on BroTrips, let us know what you can provide, what kind of services you can provide to us.
Drone daddy.
We may have actually, unfortunately, 2 guys that, that historically have gone are not going to be going on a trip BT9. So there might be an opening for someone out there. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're willing to do for us, but just slide into our DMs and let us know what you can do to earn yourself on this trip.
I know what you can do.
So, but Eric.
So back to the story.
I want to finish this story.
Finish the drone story because
so I'm panicking.
Yeah,
he's panicking. I'm trying to play. He's just driving all around. Come to find out, and again, I'm not a drone expert, and maybe producer Jared can tell us this, that he would have known this had we had an expert on the drone. And in Eric's defense, his expertise was watching some YouTube videos, messing around with it, wrecking the drone one time in Fort Myers.
There when he did that.
Jesus Christ,
Eric, I'm sorry, man. You were getting blasted on this episode. And we love you.
Yeah.
This is great. This is great stuff.
This is great content. This is good.
You asked for it from us. You got it.
This is for the gram.
This is for the gram. Okay.
Yeah,
so
you specifically told Kenny to bring it today.
Yeah, you said turn up.
Yeah.
Now you
That's
asked
what
for
happens
it,
when you drink a bottle of wine and you call Kenny at 11 p.m.
Yeah,
the night before
like
a recording. So
I mean, not only just call me, he's like FaceTime me.
Oh,
and I'm like,
all right.
Him and
so come to find out, when you disconnect distance-wise, because he's on the what we find out, Eric's actually on the first tee box.
That's right.
So he's droning over the first hole, and producer Jarrett can throw this on the video here. So he's droning over the first hole, which is a massive par 5.
Yep.
Then he's turning down to the second hole, which is it just goes 90 degrees from the green there.
Yep.
And then he's so far away that it disconnects, and the GPS, basically the drone, returns to its original takeoff spot.
But he didn't know that, so he took off. So he's already first. So
No.
he takes off to come to us.
So he starts driving
the
the road that he drives driving the line that the drone took.
That's right.
So as he's going towards the green on the first hole, then he goes 90 degrees towards the other green. Well, the drone is already back where he started.
Right.
So it doesn't fly over him. It's like a giant triangle.
Right, right.
So the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So he's literally out on point between A and B.
So
and
the
then
drone took the hypotenuse.
the hypotenuse. Yes, exactly right. So now, producer Jarrett, curious. Did you know that if your drone disconnects from the remote, that it returns to its original flight?
So it depends on the drone.
Yeah.
So the Maverick.
Well, we have a
Yes, yeah.
first class or no class. You know we got that good.
There you go. Yeah.
What do we have?
I thought it was a
It's,
Maverick Pro.
it's
DG, yeah. That's,
DJ3?
DJI.
DJI.
The Mini 3.
The Pro.
The Pro. Yeah.
The
The,
3
it's the
Pro.
Pro.
Yeah. It's badass.
sweet.
Yeah. No joke. It's
we
fine.
tried to fly it at Cabot Citrus Farms, and it's a no-fly zone.
That was. And we tried to fly it during getting the billboard shot too, and it wouldn't fly just
Again,
because
right next to the airport.
That's right by the
Bummer.
airport. That's why.
Yeah, yeah.
Drones
It's like,
these
how do,
days.
you,
The
how do you
FAA
jailbreak that?
I don't know.
You kind of can't.
We're not trying to break any laws.
Yeah,
so,
we're literally.
You have
There's
to get permission ahead of time.
Iran
okay.
and Israel are going after right now, and you're like, let's jailbreak the drone so we can take content right next to an airport. This is
Yeah, okay. I didn't. Yeah, that sounds bad.
so. But lo and behold, the best part was he returns to where he started. He goes to the starter.
starter.
He's like, "Have you?" He's like, "Yeah."
It just landed
he's
right
like-
back there.
He goes, "You landed that thing perfectly," and he goes like, "He's like, I had no idea. I thought I lost it." So it was a cool learning lesson. But I think after that, he may simmer down. He also was on the Bobo all day
Oh
too.
my
so
god! You know that was in his mouth while he's flying and thinking he's cool.
he's with the caddies at Pinehurst too. But we're not going to get anybody fired today. Hopefully,
Hate that guy.
There's not enough people that watch this podcast yet to get anybody fired. But yeah, so Tobacco Road, that place, and we'll do the rankings here in a minute. But it's pretty safe to say that it's
number one.
Everyone's number one.
I mean, there's people that
Yeah.
a lot of people, even not outside of our group. There's famous people that
Oh,
rank
yeah.
that as number one. I mean, everybody that's ever played it is probably ranked at number one over number two, with the nostalgic of number two.
Pinehurst number two.
Pinehurst number two. Yeah.
Yeah, but Tobacco Road number one.
Oh no, that's
Got
what
it,
I mean.
yeah.
Yeah,
Got it,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm saying over. Yeah, ranking it higher
Yeah.
than Pinehurst
fair.
number two.
Yeah. So planning this world in Pinehurst is kind of finicky because there's so many great tracks outside, even the ones that we didn't even get to cover. Like you really have to go to Pinehurst and stay there for like a month, and just to really get a feel for everything in the area. There's a lot of great restaurants, a lot of good barbecue.
Yep.
We had some catered in for us on the first night that we were there, which was great. But I would say I'll start from like our arrival. So when we started, we launched at Mid Pines. We had this
What do you mean?
house.
Let's start over arrival of like at a Delta Club.
We can talk about the Delta Club.
We can talk about the Delta Club.
Are we starting from the start?
I mean, why not? We're all first class, right? Our
First
group's
class or
first
no
class.
class,
We're in
baby.
the Delta Club.
Of course.
Free
Sky
drinks.
Club? Sky Club.
Sky Club. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sky Club. Drinks are flowing.
The rules are a little bit different now than they were last year in the Sky Club. They got a little stingy on us, but we're still good. But yeah, the drinks are flowing. Wait, wasn't Eric? We're back on Eric. This is Eric's episode. Eric was squatting you in the Sky.
tried. Let's say he tried.
Producer Jarrett, you're putting it on the camera right now.
He held me. Didn't squat. He held me.
I think he
held
squatted.
me.
He kind of
No,
squatted
no,
you.
no. He probably
I bet-
squatted because his knee's about to break. You know what I mean?
I actually think that he could have done it.
I doubt it.
I mean, especially now. I mean, he's
Getting jacked,
getting
getting
yoked,
ripped.
man.
We'll
he's
see.
he's
We'll
doing
see.
well. I'm proud of him. I just want his golf game to get a little bit better. I think he's
getting
taking
there.
lessons right now. He's busting his ass. Like we said in a couple episodes ago, he broke 90,
That's
which
right.
is huge, and that's more than freaking Riggs could say. That clown. I love that we're just taking shots at Riggs too.
Or going at him.
Yeah. I'll meet you at any course, anytime, any place, anywhere, and I'll beat you left-handed. Okay? Put that on record.
I'll play right-handed, but sure.
Yeah, you beat Riggs' ass too. So, back on track. Mid Pine. So Delta Sky Club, blah blah blah. We fly in first class because Delta.
We'll talk
only.
about the
ahead.
drink.
What drink?
Tell this story.
I don't remember the drink.
You don't remember the drink. You don't remember me being handed a drink, and I said, "Don't go anywhere." Chugged the drink, handed it back to the.
Oh, the Bloody Mary.
Yeah, the Bloody Mary.
Oh shit, I forgot.
So I'm already, You're
tasting chugging on Delta first.
Man.
What
So-
was the rating?
You gotta give me
I don't
some
know what
heads
the
up.
I can't remember
This-
the
remember
rating.
the
So
rating.
This
I'm like
is-
11, 12 drinks in the Sky Club before I get to the plane.
This just proves to the audience that a lot of this is not really like there's a structure to these podcasts, but like I don't know half the shit that he's gonna say half the time. So that's why him taking lead is always like a troublesome thing
Oh,
because
man.
he's like, yeah, you remember this part? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
There's video proof of this.
There
There's
is
video
no.
proof.
I video
So,
this. Was this right before or right after you were sleeping?
I didn't sleep on
I
that
thought you were
trip.
like this.
No. I didn't
praying.
sleep. Did not
He was
sleep.
praying.
I did not sleep.
Amen.
All right.
So we get on the plane.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you want to get some drinks? I'm like, well, I'll get a Bloody Mary. I've already had a bunch of whiskeys and
Isn't it
bourbon.
like 6 p.m.?
I don't know what time. I don't
It's
care
in the
what
evening time.
Whatever.
Yeah, we went to my house. I had a bottle of
Yeah,
wine. Then
that's
went to
right.
Sky. It was like 7, 8 p.m. Why are you pounding Bloody Marys at 8 p.m.?
Why not? Anyways.
Good comeback. Why not?
Why not? Why not? Why not?
It's 9
I'll
a.m.
put my
somewhere.
hand your way. My bad.
It is.
Sorry. So, order the drinks. They come back and I say, don't go anywhere. Chug the drink, hand it back there, and he goes, it's going to be that kind of flight. I said, most likely.
Thank God that flight was only an hour and a half.
Yeah, that was a quick flight.
Because you would have broke Delta, I think.
I understand, like, I get chugging, right? I get it. But has anyone ever chugged a Bloody Mary? Like, what a weird drink to chug.
I chug everything.
It's
Like,
just
but no.
Like popping open a Prego and just, like, downing it.
When we were the first podcast that we
Prego,
announced,
is that
no, I don't- ragu. Yeah, what the hell is Prego?
a
Prego is the
woman?
other. Is the other sauce.
Prego and ragu, right?
That's
I
right.
would never drink Prego.
No, I would not do that. I don't drink tomato sauce.
But
This
you
is
did.
tomato juice. Tomato juice.
Oh, yeah, big difference.
Tomato juice
little
with
bit.
alcohol, probably a pickle, some olives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
no.
One of
celery.
those fancy airplane Bloody Marys.
That's right. Whatever. Fantastic. Probably the V8. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
V8 and
There's
vodka.
nothing wrong with the V8 black pepper. That is a really good because I like tomato juice. Like I like nice Campbell's tomato juice, like classic can. I don't like a lot of like the Zing Zangs and the mixes and stuff
Oh, I
because
like
they're too
Zing
thick.
Zangs.
McClure's has a really good one.
Shout out to Kane, Bloody Mary expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this. Why don't we build your favorite Bloody Mary or like your ideal Bloody Mary? How would you make it?
Oh, man. Now you're asking me for the ingredients of a Bloody Mary.
I mean, what would you put in it?
Worcestershire sauce. You got to have that.
Yeah.
Worcestershire sauce, however you want to say it. Worcestershire, right? You got to have the hot sauce.
What
I
kind?
love Cholula.
Oh,
That's my
same. Okay.
favorite hot sauce, Cholula. So you got to have the Cholula. Zing Zang, I like Zing Zang. So I'll do the Zing Zang. I want some extra dirty olives. I want blue cheese stuffed olives.
You put blue cheese olives in a Bloody Mary?
Yeah, and a thing of
Okay.
celery. Now, if I want to build the ultimate,
That's what I'm asking you to do. Build your
shrimp, like a little shrimp cocktail. Put the little shrimp on the side.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. You got to have the lime juice. So you got a little, have a lime. Squirt that in there. I think that's a perfect. It's a little
Yeah.
celery stock. I think I said I
Yeah.
said that. That's probably the perfect one.
I've seen I'll build mine in a second, but I've seen like photos of Bloody Marys.
Like a lobster.
They have lobster
I'm in.
tails. They
All
have
in.
fried chicken
All in.
sandwiches. Like they're like
all in.
This is if you're looking. Hopefully you're watching this. There's like a cup, but then there's your Bloody Mary. But then it's like this. It looks like a head of broccoli.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
all in.
just
It's celery.
shit everywhere. Like it's like how much stuff can you skewer into this?
All in.
So it's like a meal. It's like I'll have the Bloody Mary meal.
Yeah, I'm all in. Every single
There's
one.
Like I've seen fried. I like chicken wing. I've seen a chicken wing on there before.
all in.
All right, I'll build mine. So
All right.
I don't mind the occasional Bloody Mary mix,
Okay.
but I always cut it with some like tomato juice.
Okay.
So like if I did Zing Zang or McClure's, I'm still gonna put some of the Campbell's like black pepper tomato juice. So I'll mix it because I don't like it too thick.
Okay.
I like a nice drinkable one. Obviously vodka, just throw Tito's in there because why not?
Yeah, Tito's.
Tito's
has
or
to be.
Kettle or something. Worcestershire, celery, salt, and Cholula. And then I do a couple strips of bacon.
Oh, man. Like candied bacon?
No, I don't like candy bacon
Oh,
in there.
man,
No,
candy bacon.
I'll do like a good black pepper bacon,
Okay.
like a smoked pepper bacon. and then or like an old hickory bacon. So bacon, a dill pickle, Clausen specifically, and then some like cheese cubes on a skewer. I don't like olives in there.
Stuff. That's good.
Yeah, I don't like olives in there. I don't like
I'll
celery.
drink that.
Celery's stupid. Like it's like celery's dumb. I don't. Do you like celery?
No.
I like
Good.
it with my they do like the carrots and celery with chicken wings, dip it in ranch or blue cheese, whatever they bring in.
I'll do like the carrots. I don't just
I love
celery to me. I'm just like
celery and ranch. Oh,
all right.
Isn't celery too like essentially like eating nothing?
Yeah, it's
negative carb,
calorie.
negative calorie. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it like burns
Pickles
calories.
pickles are almost the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I like pickles. As long as they can't be bread and butter. If you
I
give
hate
me a
bread.
fucking bread and
Dill,
butter
dill.
pickle, I swear to God, I will slap you. Give me dill pickles all day.
Has to be dill.
That's
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm out.
All right. So we were Delta Sky Club. You chugged a Bloody Mary in first class. How many drinks did you have from Tampa Airport to landing in Raleigh?
At least 14. I mean, I'm just gonna go
14?
very conservative with the number 14.
From the hour and a half flight from Tampa to Raleigh, you
Not
had,
in the flight itself.
what I'm saying.
Oh, not in the flight itself. I don't know how many. I'm just saying.
Delta
starting
would
in
have cut you off. That's right.
Sky. Oh no, I would have been cut
At
off.
Delta
Sky
would've-
Club.
yeah.
I just kept I would
Delta
go
would've-
back.
Yeah.
And then I'd be done. I'd be back. The ice wouldn't be melted at all, and I'd already be back at the thing getting the.
Yeah. They
I don't know
messed
how
up.
many
Don't
on
give this kid first class and like unlimited drinks because he'll take full advantage
Oh
of it.
yeah.
But,
free food, free drinks. I'm in.
Yeah. So we get to Raleigh. We get there late.
Yep.
We're getting there around 10 p.m. if I remember correctly, and everything closed unfortunately because there's a couple spots in Raleigh that we wanted to stop at. There was something like cool. It's like an indoor putt place we were trying to go to.
There was a Bloody Mary place there.
Yeah, and all that stuff. They were all closed,
Yeah,
unfortunately. But we drive down. We get to Mid Pines. I think half the crew's there. We have this sick house literally on Mid Pines
Yep.
Golf Club. Or is it? I was on
Great grass,
Southern
by
Pine.
the way. Went out there barefoot.
Pine Needles.
Grass.
It was on Pine Needles.
Is that this
The course was on Pine Needles.
Pine Needles was on the north side. It's Mid Pines.
Okay.
Mid Pines on the south side of that road.
Big Mike, yo, dude, hit us up. Let us know. Correct
It's
us in the
Mid-Pines.
comments. Pretty sure it wasn't because the grass had been sprayed with that like really green fertilizer, and that was not that course. So I'm pretty sure it was on Pine Needles because I didn't play Southern Pines. I played Pine Needles. But
That's on Mid Pines.
we'll argue off camera.
It's Mid Pines.
You want to wrestle?
No, I want you to get the right answer.
Okay.
It's Mid Pines.
Yeah, okay. All right. So we'll put that in the comments, and producer Jared can throw it up on the screen when
Yeah,
we're
put it
done
on
here.
there. Who's right?
So,
It's me. We'll figure it out.
Stay there. We play Mid Pines, Pine Needles, and Southern Pines over the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
When we get done, we then go to Tobacco Road,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. And
Yep.
you know, it's one of those things. And when we were booking it, and I was talking to Mike over at Mid Pines, he gave some really good counsel, and he was like, "Hey, I know everyone wants to go play Tobacco Road, but make sure that you do Tobacco Road second." And the reason being is because they're just notorious for like longer rounds. So what he didn't want to have happen to us was
to get
that
rushed.
Yeah, we get stuck, on a 5.5 hour round on accident because some schleps playing in front of us can't get over the first, tee box or something.
Right.
So very good counsel there. So thank you, Mike. Shout out to you for that. So we played, I think, Mid Pines in the morning, and then we went and drove over to Tobacco Road, teed off. We ran around there in around 4.5 hours, and that was a day. Like, playing there is a lot of fun, but it is a lot of undulation, a lot of steps up,
A lot of sand.
A lot of sand.
A lot of sand.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun.
The one hole, it's a par 5, and I think the sand trap just runs left, and you use dog leg left, and it runs all the way around the back of the green.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of sand, and I was in there. I know I was.
I mean, we had sand in our shoes and in our
Sand
clothing.
everywhere.
It's like going to the beach. You have sand in your
Yes.
ass crack. It's brutal. But and then the next day, then we went to Pinehurst. That was when we, the second night was there in the house we had on Pinehurst. Then we went to the condos or the villas.
Yeah.
And for the record, I know we kind of went after Pinehurst really hard in the beginning about like not having the best facility. That was like
I have the best. Say facility is fine. It's the living arrangements.
that's what I'm referring to, the condos.
Yeah.
The ones that we were in were very dated, and I know they have other things that were updated, and they were being updated, and I imagine they just churned them over. But
And maybe we chose a cheaper option. I don't know.
we chose a less expensive option
Yeah.
because the trip total was right around $3 grand,
yeah.
which was by far way more than any trip we had ever taken. And
Up
like
to that point.
yeah. Well, I mean, even still,
Yeah, I guess overall,
it's still the most expensive trip we've ever taken that was sanctioned.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you throw Shadow Creek into our, you kind of just Shadow Creek costs more than half the trips we've ever taken.
That's right.
So I think that's actually a cool stat. but it's not cheap. So, but it's like one of the things, the price you pay to play amazing golf sometimes.
But now we're going to get into Pinehurst, though.
Yeah.
Now, so this is what we loved about Pinehurst. So we love Thistle. We love the Cradle.
I love that you went right for like the putting course and the short course. Screw Pinehurst. Screw number 2. Screw number 8.
Look, you're out there barefoot.
Yeah.
Untucked shirt. Just having a blast.
Yeah.
Sunsetting.
Sunsetting.
Sunsetting. I mean, I think we were still playing and it's dark.
Yeah.
Like there's no light on that green, and so that was amazing time on Thistle, and then obviously the Cradle. The Cradle was a blast. I think you guys played it twice. I think we played in the morning, and then after another round, everybody played it. You guys went out there.
There's 4 of us. Yeah, you all had FOMO.
We at the chairs. We stood up on the chairs on the 18th hole, and I just yelled out some obscenities.
Yeah. You get
probably
Kenny
got kicked out.
You get Kenny a couple drinks. No, literally, you guys got in trouble.
We had a black one.
Thank God you didn't have the white one where you can like see all the lettering because you would have gave us some bad reviews.
Well,
online,
it did have this label on it.
Yeah, but they don't know what that is. Yeah. Very ambiguous. It's very ambiguous.
It was full of alcohol.
Was.
And I drank it so quickly, and you guys are coming in. I'm yelling at y'all like, "Hit it harder, you!" Beep.
A lot of beeps from Jared, producer Jared over there. But it
was fun.
It was an incredible time. Like that's something you can't miss. Like This'll do. I know you're like, oh, it's a little putting green. It's like 18-hole putting green. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. You're out there barefoot. That's where we got in trouble. A lot of people were screaming, and a lot of people were like talking trash to each other, and then we had one of the starters, the hard on themselves guys over there.
Keep doing this. You're gonna
you guys have to be here. Yeah, that wasn't nice. But I think the best part about Cradle, and I feel bad because everyone paid to play Cradle twice, and everyone was like, you know what, we're going to sit this one out. And then 4 of us,
sat it out.
It was me, Joel, Adam, and Eric, and we just walked the last round.
Wasn't it after number 2? Didn't we play number 2 in the morning?
It was.
That's probably why I didn't play it that afternoon.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a lot of people just like, we're like, you know what, it was our last day, we're tapped out, and like it's exhausting. Like I get it. But it was, don't be wrong, it was sad that you guys didn't play, but it was a lot of fun to see y'all in the Adirondack chairs and then hear Kenny. Like, by the way, like Kenny's not heckling us at this point. Kenny is actually heckling anyone that is on the 18th tee box at the Cradle or how many holes
we're at the green. We're right next to the green. There's a bunker and the green right there, and I'm yelling at everybody.
He's like, yo man, too short, that's what your wife says, and like he's screaming at this like old man and his wife playing, and he's like, that's why your wife left you. He's talking all sorts of trash.
Same subject matter.
Yeah, so don't get this guy bottles of liquor unless you want to have a show.
Have a great time. Give me 2 bottles of Tanqueray and we'll have a great time, right?
Gin guy now.
No, I'm not. That's part of the Eastbound and Down reference.
Well, so all right. So let's talk what to do and what not to do when it comes to Pinehurst. How about that?
What to do.
What you got for what to do?
You got to do it. I think it's a must, right? Thistle and the Cradle. That's my to do. You have to do those 2 things.
Okay.
Putt-putt course, 18-hole putt-putt course that's on the Master Green. That's actually, when they did the U.S. Open, they shut down the Cradle, and they made the Thistle the practice green for the PGA Pros, and the Cradle was actually the driving range for the PGA Pros. So those 2 things are a must-do. Obviously, you got to play number 2 for nostalgic. Go to the Golf Pride shop, number 8. I think that's a must-do. I think you learned about like what side, based upon your hand, you learned what grip you should actually be playing. A lot of other people, I up my grip to a medium grip, not a jumbo. I think my hand should have been a jumbo, but I'm not turning Bryson yet. So that's to do for me. What about you?
I have from a planning standpoint, planning early.
Okay.
I think that like places like Pinehurst do fill up really quickly, especially just having the U.S. Open there. There's a lot like resurgence for like excitement for it again. Plus, they just added Pinehurst 10, I believe it was. It just opened.
Yeah.
So they have another track.
Yep.
Which is again just adds to another layer of your experience there. So plan early. I also say you have to go to Tobacco Road.
Yeah, that's a must.
That is it's carnival golf. I know there's some people that just like the traditionalists and like the old world like golf family. They just like don't like it because it's not like your standard golf. But if they call it like clown golf or something. But like I think it's
I'm a clown, so I'm gonna play
it. It's extremely unique. And the course condition for as much play as it gets is actually really impressive, like how well they keep it up there. So that's a lot of fun. You want to go to what not to do?
What not to do? Yeah, absolutely. What not to do?
Don't just stay at Pinehurst.
Yeah, just stay a couple days there, couple nights there. If you can afford to stay there, yeah, maybe you should stay there. But what we did was break it up. We went to the house so we could play all these other courses that's in the area. And then we went to the resort so we could play the 2 courses and have all the Thistle and stuff like that.
Yeah, and again, if you're looking for another good contact, Mike over at Mid Pines, he handles all of like the group travel and stuff. That dude gave us a heck of a deal. But more importantly, like he was constantly in contact with us about our experience, and he actually met us out on the driving range and we were hitting balls and he was talking trash to us. So it was really cool to get to meet him. And I always like interacting with the people that help us set our trips up. So make sure that you're not staying solely at Pinehurst. And number 2, don't miss out on the Cradle and the
Thistle do.
You'll have significant FOMO if like your whole group's playing and you're like, yeah, I'm not up for it or something. It's like it's the last part of your day or something. Just do it. At the end of the day, you're kicking your shoes off. I think I walked around in my G4 slides or something, and I was just like cruising around town there.
Yeah.
Had my wedges, had my putter. I didn't play well that one, but it didn't really matter. Like you go to a little shack there, you get yourself a transfusion, you get yourself a John Daly or something, and you just coast. And it's your bebopping music in there in the background. So
yeah,
that's a lot of fun. So let's rank them. You want to rank our?
Yeah. You want me to go first? You go first. What you
can go first.
Okay, so my rankings, and I'm not looking at your rankings. Mine's going to be a little bit different than yours.
Probably.
So on our trip, we're talking BT7, Tobacco Road, number 1 for me.
Hands down.
Pinehurst, this is where it's going to get different from us. So I went Pinehurst number 2, nostalgic. U.S. Open 98, U.S. Open this year, I should say. Then I went number 8. We haven't talked much about number 8. It's a little bit different track. It's almost doesn't even look like the rest of the, it looks like number 2 or number 4. I went number 8, and then I'm going to go Mid Pines and then Pine Needles. Now, again, we got to say we didn't play Southern Pines, which we heard that Southern Pines would have been right up there with Tobacco Road.
That is, we weren't able to. We were doing some we had planning
stuff,
and agenda and stuff that we had to do, so we had to sit that out. From what we hear, Southern Pines is actually would have been above the Pinehurst. Would have been rivaling. Kind of a layout, a little quirky, a lot like Tobacco Road. So I can't speak to that personally. We got to go back up there and
play that.
Looks like we're going back to Pinehurst.
We're going back to Pinehurst.
We're going back to Pinehurst. But yeah, so we can't really rank that in there for us.
That's right.
It also wasn't part of the sanction events, so
it was not.
It was a pre-round that everyone decided to play. But yeah, so I can't speak to that. I'm ranking obviously Tobacco Road number 1.
Okay.
Number 2 for me is actually number 8. And I don't want to go too far into this, but it's traditional North Carolina golf. The course was meticulous, so it doesn't get beat up the way Pinehurst number 2 does. I like the elevation changes. I like the woods. I'm pretty sure I beat Jaybird down there again.
I don't know if you beat Jay.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Jay shot
We're going to keep on
74.
going. I don't know what you're talking about.
Brother,
Mid Pines,
I'm pretty sure
number
you
3.
did not beat Jay at number 8.
Producer Jarrett, can you bleep that out, please?
Oh, my God.
Hey, chill.
Now, with that being said, I rode with Jay that day.
Yeah.
And he found every woods you could have highly imagined. Like, I'd be like, if I said, hey, Jay, I'm going to tell you where your ball's going to be. It's going to be in the woods over there on the right. And it would be right there. And he hit some miraculous shot. I'm pretty sure he shot 74, but
probably
he was in the woods all day.
He's a gamer, man.
He was in the woods.
He's a gamer. So number 3 for me is Mid Pines. They were prepping for something. The course at Mid Pines was meticulous. I played terrible there. I wish I had played better. That's the one place that I really wish I had like brought my A game to. I thought that Mid Pines was the best of the Pine Needles.
Is that
group?
Did I beat you?
Oh,
did I beat you there?
Is that your first?
That was my first time ever beating Joey Freshwater at golf. Was at Mid Pines, and I almost beat you at number 8 too. Just want to throw that out there.
That's fair.
You were worried I was going to beat you 2 times on the trip.
Hey, producer Jarrett, can we strike this from the?
No, that's got to stay. That's got
Which
to
ones
stay.
are real?
That was my first time. We've been playing golf for a long time.
Yeah, 25, 30 years. Oh, I've been playing for 30 years. You've
But
been
we
playing
together
20,
though for 20 years.
20
We've
years,
been playing together for 20 years, and he's beaten me so many times. And we don't get to play often because now we don't live close to each other anymore. But
Yeah.
that was my first time. So all right, move on.
Hey, and again, I'm
And you play- it's
super
not-
proud of you. I'm super proud of you. A blind squirrel finds a nut.
And I
guess
shot
every now
very
and then.
well, so it's
you
not like
played really well.
It's not like I shot
I'm
90
pretty sure
something.
I shot 90 something.
Yeah,
That's how
I was
you-
in the 80s.
That is
I think
how
I shot
you beat.
85, 84, 85, something like that.
I'll give you the credit where credit's due. I'm proud of you, and I hope that you keep competing, and I hope that you beat me again one day.
He doesn't.
So number 3 for me was Mid Pines. Number 4, I'm going number 2. So Pinehurst number 2.
Okay.
It's hard because like everyone's like, I can't believe it's not. Honestly, like I'm not overly impressed with Pinehurst number 2. I don't know if it's the weird wastelands. I don't know if it's the weird layouts. It's kind of quirky. I didn't play
You could
bad.
hit some good shots and
I
be
hit
in that wasteland. It's like I hit some great drives, and then it'd be on the right hand side, and it would roll all the way down, and I'd be in that wasteland. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I was just kind of like I'd been there before. I was there in '98 when I was like 13 or 14 years old, and I remember it a little bit. And then playing it was like fun and nostalgic, like you said. However, like there was nothing like redeeming about it other than that it's Pinehurst and that the U.S. Open was there. Like that to me, it was just like I just felt like kind of exhausted like playing it. And then what even more annoying, like they started us on the back 9.
Yeah, we were on number 10.
That to me is like, why? Like we're spending all this money. I even requested we start on 1, like, and then the shuttle from the driving range to the 10th hole, because we were going to go out there early and go get a cocktail at the little shack, there.
Took
but
forever.
Like, we showed up and they're like, you got to get the tee box.
go.
And I'm like, listen here,
You just dropped me off.
you guys mess this up, not me. Like I'm not gonna not get a cocktail before I tee off on the 10th hole.
Yeah,
here.
you felt a little rush.
And then I hit a bad shot off the first tee, and that was just kind of like the start of the round. But it is what it is.
So my foursome, that 10th hole, there's a bunker on number 10. So there's the green, and it's just short on the left. We're gonna call it the Mark H bunker.
Okay, there's
That
2 Mark
boy.
H's.
Yeah,
The OG.
he knows. The OG knows. He hits driver, was in the right, out of the wasteland. He hits a 3-wood, beautiful shot, rolls right into this bunker, and it takes him 7 shots to get out of this bunker.
7?
Oh, so he got a 12 or 14. I mean, he's green side bunker and 2.
That's
Sorry.
never Mark. That's
Green side bunker,
so
brother.
Eric
Green side
is
bunker.
taking it hard on this one,
Oh,
and Mark is now
I have to do it because of that hole. So number 10, if you ever you can zoom whatever. It's green side bunker, and I have witnesses to this.
Yeah.
3rd shot bunker.
Yeah.
Can't get it out. 4th shot bunker. I mean, it's just like a repetitive. I'm just sitting there, and you're not frustrated. You want to laugh, but you feel bad, and it was just downhill from there. You know, what I mean, that's when he knew he was losing.
That sucks.
That round.
And last one for me is Pine Needles, only because like it just didn't have anything that was like pushing it above anything.
So that's
else.
the one that he met us out on the driving range was Pine Needles.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cool. So, and speaking of Pinehurst, you good with the rankings?
I love my rankings. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we're 2 different opinions. You love what you like. I like what I like.
I'm kind of speaking of the US Open and Pinehurst. I'm kind of over. I had this like big love fest for Rory for a long time.
Oh,
I think Rory McIlroy has the best swing in golf, hands down. And like you want to talk about the what could have been or what should have been. That there's like
18 or 16-18, right? The putts.
16-18.
Yep.
But I'm just saying in golf in general, I just don't get it. It must be between his ears.
I don't know. He was like 396 for 396 within 4 feet up until the 16th hole.
Yeah, and I love Rory McIlroy. I've kind of like fallen out of like I don't. It's not that I don't believe he can do it, but it's like
Great
the
golfer.
fool me once, fool me twice,
Yeah.
fool me 700 times. He
Probably
just
the best
like
swing in golf.
it's 100% the nicest swing golf. I gave him a fist bump at Augusta in 2023. and I text all my boys. And I was like, "Yo, he's winning the Masters this year." That kid didn't even make the fucking cut. He didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, what? Did I jinx him? Is it me? No. What if I was in the jinx Rory?
It's not you,
I know
because
it's not me,
obviously
it's
in Pinehurst, I don't know
Clearly,
what happened there.
yeah. So, but this leads me to something else that's been pretty popular nowadays is the
winner?
the fall of Rory McIlroy, but the
rise of Bryson DeChambeau.
the come up,
My
from
guy.
Bryson
My guy.
DeChambeau. I know you're gonna go ahead, get it out.
No. I just, I've liked Bryson. When he started putting on the weight, and he was a mad scientist, all these little things. He's so meticulous about this. He's this, everything down to an inch about what he's doing. I mean, the way he measures his putting, it's 24 feet. It's uphill, so I'm going to play at 27 feet. The way he does his wedge game, he says, I'm going to go 10 o'clock on this 50-degree. I'm sorry, I can go on for days about this. His single length irons is probably the one, it's his 7-iron.
Those are the stupidest ideas I've ever seen and heard of, and it works.
It obviously works.
It's not stupid. It's just something that's different.
He hits the ball farther than everybody on tour.
I think that's fair. I think my issue originally with him was hearing about how he treated his caddy and his staff.
Okay.
I think
I never saw that, but
that to me was like he was kind of a head case and kind of an asshole if you just like gonna call it bluntly. But watching him over the last year, especially like going to live, which I'm happy he did it, and I'm kind of a live.
He's
golf
the only
fanboy.
golfer that went to live and got more famous or more popular, I should say. Like his YouTube channel blew up. I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
so you learned how to do
Reed,
social media,
right? Exactly.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Brooks is still playing well. I mean,
Brooks is still playing well.
He's still he's still competing. Sergio, Phil came out and they were on Live Golf and they were competing for the Masters. Like they're still competing and they're still playing well.
But they got a little. Their popularity got
sure.
hit. You know what I mean?
Well, you know why? Bryson DeChambeau is no longer an asshole. That's the reality. Bryson DeChambeau is actually kind of cool now.
He's funny.
So
he's awesome.
that has more to do with.
Maybe he had to learn. He had to mature. Maybe that's what it was. Maturity.
Yeah, and I think he just like became a newer player or a newer person on Live in the Live world, and then he kind of lightened up a little bit, and then it's kind of like it's his body type kind of transitioned from being this weird little quirky nerdy guy in college.
Got big.
Then he bulked up and became this freaking Hulk animal.
Down.
And then he kind of cut up.
Yeah,
and I think
right.
like that, going over that eclipse of the weight transformation, his ego kind of dropped off a little bit and he became more likable.
He's very likable.
I think and now I love watching him on TV. I love watching his YouTube stuff. I love watching his shorts. He just played Breaking 50 with Donald Trump. Like that was the greatest 30, 40 minutes on YouTube it was awesome. I have watched.
And Trump
so
can
long.
Look, we don't want to go into politics, but
no, we'll go politics.
Dude, that guy can
He's
play
a gamer.
golf.
45 is a gamer, man.
Boy, he had they were playing for the Red Tees. Don't get me wrong. They were playing for the Red Tees.
It's a game they're playing. And we're going to play that BT9. You mark my word. We can't be breaking 50. We should be breaking 60.
Man, that would be awesome. But he hits the ball well. He hits it straight. Has a little cut on it. I mean, putted well. I mean, everybody's emulating his putting. Those little janky putting that he does.
That's
but,
Joel's
but it works. I mean, he got a lot of solo birdies in that thing.
A couple eagles. He had a solo eagle.
He had a solo eagle. I did see that.
And it's also the interactions.
Yeah.
Like, and also, I love that Bryson is very he's always been unapologetic, but he was unapologetic, I think, on the wrong side. I think he was a dick.
Okay.
I think he was, sorry, Gick, Fran, earmuffs. I just think he was kind of a dick. And now he's like funny, and he's just kind of owning being who he is.
Yeah.
And he's having fun. He's out there with Paige. He's out there with I think he was out with the good guys. Yeah, he's out with those guys.
He hit 50. He hit 50 with Garrett, the YouTuber.
Really?
Yeah, him. They
and then
50 as well.
He did with Sergio Garcia too, right?
But
51,
50. Yeah, something like
51
that.
or 52.
But they played from the back tees.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
of
they're
course.
two
Yeah,
pros.
they're two pros.
I really
That's
hope
right.
that they're
That's
doing
right.
that. But yeah, and then he's out there with Donald J. Trump, number 45, and soon to be likely 47. Like he's out there at another one of Trump's courses, and they're just having a time.
They were having a time. They're talking
And-
about their music choices. They're playing music. They're talking about it. I know Donald Trump owns the course, but he's like driving up on the tee boxes, driving up next to the green,
I mean,
which is a no-no in
if
golf.
you
But you
own
own the
the
golf
course,
course.
we're-
I'm not gonna say anything. Hey, I'm all right.
I-
If you want to take me out, Trump, I would love to play you. I think I could beat you. I know you hit the ball.
I don't
straight.
know. I'm pretty sure he could
No,
beat you.
I don't think so, man. I know he's got a bunch of club championship. He said he had 8 hole-in-ones.
Yeah, that's
Bryson,
amazing.
what's surprising is only had one.
I know. I text Joel.
I have as
text
many-
Joel. I was like, we're screwed. I know the fact that you have one. You have
I
as many
have
as
one.
you have as many hole-in-ones as Bryson DeChambeau does.
It's meant to be.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
Golf-
It's crazy
golf's
that
such a
how
weird thing,
it
yeah.
is weird because he's such a great golfer. He's had a couple major championships now. I mean, he's been playing golf his whole life. Played
Yeah.
college. And now he's pro, which is only have one.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And then Trump has 8. He's like, oh, I've got 8. You know.
And I don't doubt it because I mean, granted, Bryson
70
golfs a lot
something.
too, but
Yeah.
I imagine Bryson spends more time practicing than he does
Yeah,
actually playing.
absolutely.
Also, you think about the lengths. That to me is like
Yeah,
whenever
he's
we
playing
play.
220-yard par
Exactly.
3s, and
Yep.
Trump's playing 110,
Yep.
90-yard par 3s, whatever the case
Yep.
may be. So.
And that'll bring into like questions moving on in the future is like, do you count a hole in one if it's on a par 3 course? Is that really like for me, like I've never had one, so I would be a little
hyped.
tempted to be like, yo, I got a hole in one. Then like
Yeah.
it's an ace, but like, is it really an ace?
Because you're only playing par 3s.
Is
4
it an
times
ace on a
around.
simulator?
Yeah, no.
I'll tell you, Adam
No.
would say it was.
Not.
You know?
His 17, what, Pebble Beach was it?
I don't know, probably.
No. Not.
Too
no.
many near misses too. Personally, it's like it doesn't sit well, but it is what it is.
Well, I just saw Riggs had one too. I know your boy.
Get that clown out of here. Get him off. Can you beep his name out of here?
I'm pretty sure it was
PJ?
abandoned too. It was abandoned.
Oh, I mean, he's had them. Bob and Fat Perez, those guys, they're all getting them.
Yeah.
It's just like, and they're all on camera. It's like kind of funny. Right now,
love to catch
Mo,
one on
you know,
camera.
Mo's been like holing out nonstop for
Mo's good, man.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
he's a stick. That dude, I don't doubt that dude has the dozen hole in ones if he did. But yeah, I think that BT9, we need to introduce breaking 60 and
Okay.
two-man
so more
teams.
golf. So 7 rounds or no 10 rounds in
No,
5
no,
days.
we did Shamble this last time.
just
Remember?
kidding.
So we had
So you want breaking 60 with a two-man
groups,
two-man
red
groups.
tees.
Okay,
and
red tees.
We're just gonna call it breaking 60, but it's just again the lowest group
score
will win.
wins, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. I think that'd be cool, and I think
it's
some
attainable.
guys can do it because again, you got some hitters, some really long hitters. Even though
Yeah, they're going to be
we're
hitting
on
like
tour.
6-iron, 7-iron into
Par fives.
Yeah.
no, they're hitting like 9-iron
No, I mean like on the par 4s. They're going to because that's what Bryson was doing. He was hitting a 6-iron to a par 4
on the tee box.
on the
Yeah.
tee box.
So shooting
Not saying that
60
we can do
is,
that.
I think the goal would have to be like 56, 58, something like
that's a
that.
lot.
I mean, but
For
if
a
you think
two-man
about it,
scramble.
I mean, from the red tees, look, our group have some long hitters, man. Yeah, I think about half the group hits the ball at least 280.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see any reason why we couldn't do it. So I think we introduced that at BT9. I think it'll be a lot of fun. The question is like, how then do you do pairings? Like, is it a draw? Is it a draft?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to find a way to separate. You know what we do? I have an idea.
Best and the
We get on a
worst.
simulator
Okay.
and you go out with drivers and you rank everyone's driving in a row.
Someone might not hit as far as the other person.
That's
On
my
purpose.
point.
No, on purpose.
Well, then we have to secretly do this and don't tell the
okay.
group. Be like, we'll have a long drive contest, and
There you
then sucker people in hanging as far as they
Well,
can,
you just,
and then
you
you're.
just, everybody's gonna watch this. And
They don't
listen to
watch the
this.
show. They don't watch
Yeah,
it. Just kidding. So, all right, let's wrap this up with another episode of Taste It Chug
Taste
It.
it, chug it. Yeah. So
Do it. PJ, you in?
yeah, it's those 4 right there.
These
Yeah.
foot, cool.
What do we got today? I got you something special. Actually,
I don't know what this is. So
All right.
you what's going on here?
So I
Popping
went
the
to
top.
my shop, my favorite shop in Tampa here, Lucan's, local business. Three Daughters Brewing. I think they're out of St. Pete.
$3.
They are.
$3. They're out of St.
So
Pete.
you getting this? Are you getting that on the camera?
Oh yeah, here. let's
He's
see.
gonna do
You
it
got
in the
you got it
middle.
from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you picked this up, $3.
Yep.
It is a Rocket Pop, man. I
Retro
tell you, I
chill
love
vodka soda.
Rocket Pops.
Bomb pops.
Bomb
Yeah.
Pops. So
Yep.
actually, the Liquid IV has a bomb pop. That's what we
Oh,
do
yeah.
in our house. It's a staple in our house.
Nice.
All right. So it is. What's the alcohol? Is it just
The alcohol
it's
content.
vodka soda? Okay, vodka soda, retro chill,
4.8%.
Rocket Pop. So I gotta take into consideration the 8.9 and 8.4 from last time.
8.2. 8.982.
Is that what it was? 8.982. Okay, so we're gonna go taste it, chug it
With who?
with Kenny Buckets.
You want to sing it for us, or are you going to throw it in
Let's see
there?
if I can remember it. Taste it, chug it with
Kenny Buckets.
All right, so here we go. Let's taste it.
Wow.
Oh, that's delicious.
Tastes like a bomb pop.
That tastes just like a bomb pop.
Really, I don't.
Yeah, so I went to Lucan's and I was like, I need a porch pounder. And my boy Rory there was like,
It's like,
what?
I got it.
I was like, I just need, because I was looking
you
at
guys
beers.
like it?
I
You
was
guys
looking
like
for
it?
beers for you.
So it's I'm not gonna say it's as good as the watermelon wave. The watermelon wave, not. I mean,
Incredible.
but I think I like it better than the Georgia peach.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. We're gonna throw it 8.4.
8.4?
We're gonna go 8.4.
Well, you got to chug it first. Because what if
Oh,
it
yeah.
tastes different when you chug
Well,
it?
it's not gonna taste different. I can promise you that. But so we did the taste it.
Yep, here.
There we go.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
There he goes. Look at that man go.
Chugged it. Inspired by the iconic rocket-shaped popsicles of our childhood, this electrifying drink will unleash an explosion of cherry lime and blue
It does taste
raspberry.
better after you chug it.
I told you. So is he changing it?
No, I'm gonna stick with the 8.4.
Okay.
It's a good man. I tell you, it is good. We gotta start doing some beers and stuff like that. But yeah, this is our third in a row that we've done seltzers.
I think you're right. It tastes better when you. I just took a big swig.
It does taste better because it
does.
leaves more aftertaste to it.
Then it's probably mixing everything in there.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So 8.4. We're gonna stick to the guns. 8.4.
Sweet.
For the taste of chug it. Segment.
Love it. Well, I think this concludes the episode.
Pinehurst.
Go to
What did we
Pinehurst.
miss? Let us know in the comments what we missed. Did we miss something that you've seen at Pinehurst? What you liked at Pinehurst? Were we wrong about something? Were we wrong about our rankings? What did you like your rankings? Post your guys' rankings if you've ever been to Pinehurst. Let us know in the comments.
Love it. Thank you to our sponsors. Check back. We'll see you in the next time on BroTrips Podcast.